Welcome to episode 723 of the 2-Minute Takeaway Podcast. Hi there, I'm Motivational Keynote Speaker Ken Okel. Self-improvement, or in this case, professional improvement, is a journey. Understand that, because that's what we're talking about today. It's not just about know how, but know better. Here's an example of a self-improvement journey from my experiences in TV news. For many years, I am telling stories in TV news. But it didn't start like that. I didn't wake up one day and just know how to do it. Before I went to college, before I had an internship, I had a rough idea of what you'd have to do, but I didn't really know. Went to college, had that internship. Suddenly, I could tell a story that could be told on TV news. I was good at it, but things took me time. Often I would have long interviews I'd have to go through later to find the perfect soundbite. It wasn't the perfect situation, and sometimes the deadline pressure would stress you out a little bit. I realized it wasn't just about knowing how to do a story, but knowing how to do the story better. Know better instead of just know how. Over time, I understood how I could structure a story in a certain way that could allow me to quickly do it. It wasn't like every time I had to figure out how am I going to tell this story. If I had more of a template in my mind, I could do that. I really focused on a pre-interview with my interview subjects so that I would be asking them on camera questions that were really targeted toward the story. I wasn't spending 20 minutes to get a 8-second soundbite from someone. It was more like 4 to 5 minutes where I'd ask them a few questions that might give me a few sound bites. I wasn't wasting a lot of time on that. I just became more efficient. What's the upside to all this? Sometimes in news, you think, I've got, let's say, 2 hours to do a story, and then suddenly you have 30 minutes. If you have that knowledge, that know-how, and then you add in the know better in terms of what things can I do that can make this process more efficient, more effective, suddenly that 30-minute deadline, while challenging, is not such an obstacle. You understand things better. Think about your professional life. What are things that you know, but do you feel like you're kind of hitting your head on the ceiling in terms of what you're able to do? Try to find more ways to do these things more effectively. Be more efficient in your time, and see if you can find those structures that allow you to do things easier. So how do you do this? Couple suggestions. For me, it was just about stepping back and reviewing the way I was doing things and thinking, how can I do this better? Experience was my teacher. Others, they may want to go to someone, buy them a cup of coffee and say, hey, I see that you're really good at this thing. What's your secret? How do you approach this situation? Because you seem to be a lot more effective than me. Listen to what they say and decide if their tactics would work well for you. It's good to have a creative approach to every problem, but sometimes we just need to get the work done and get it done as well as you can. In a world that is increasingly busy, where people are being asked to do more with less, being effective and efficient with your time can be a major game changer. I've got some cool people for you to meet. Katie the custodian, Gina the ballerina, and 20 push-ups Pat. These are just some of the characters who are in my new book, Get Better, Smart Business Advice from Unexpected Mentors. The book is out. You can pick it up at Amazon.com. To find out more about the behind-the-scenes story of the book, go to my website, kenokel.com. And while there, you can also watch some clips from my speaking presentations and listen to past episodes of this podcast. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Ken Okel. Get better and take care.